screen. Okay, so welcome. We're happy to be showing you this very brief demo of one of the things you might be able to do with a system like this web conferencing system. So if people could mute their mics while I do this, that would be great, because then we'll be able to have less feedback. So I'm going to go ahead and present the slideshow, and you should be able to see it here. Again, it's just a very brief presentation, mostly to show you the types of things you can do with a web conferencing system. So if you were going to be trying to do some teaching, you could create a presentation up in advance and post it. And then you could go ahead and you could talk to your students about it. So welcome to our presentation on Internet applications in education. One of the really nice things about this course is you students have been really great about being responsive. And recently I did issue the mid-course survey, so I wanted to talk a little bit about that. It was very interesting to me. I posted an announcement in the online course, and basically what the announcement did was summarize what the participants were doing and seeing and feeling in this class. And I was really impressed with a large number of people who spent like well over 6 hours on the course. So, and some people complain that there's too much work. So, I mean, I hope, Amy's laughing. Is that you, Amy? So I hope that, I hope that I'll try to make it easier and I'll try to lessen the work. That one of the best ways I can do that, I think if we have these weekly meetings and you have questions, sometimes just the clarity of knowing what you need to do is really helpful. So maybe this will help too, these optional meetings, even though you're going to spend 45 minutes in them. Maybe if you attend them, it'll save you time elsewhere, so you can ask questions. So last week you started up, pretty much last week, you started up the mid-course survey. Thank you so much for all of you who gave feedback. There was 50% gave me feedback. Most of the comments were positive. However, people were concerned about the workload. Some people really didn't like the discussions, and some people didn't like the one discussion, I think I only had one of them, where you had to post first before you could see anyone else's responses. And I'm going to tell you why I did that. Because I really didn't want people reading other people's ideas, and then it's not like you deliberately say what they said, but it might skew you as to what you would say. So I wanted you to construct that whole conversation and those ideas just totally on your own. But I know that was not, some people did not like that, but it just so happens we won't be having any more of those anyway. Amy, did you have a question?
Yeah, to clarify, I was one of the people who did put I do spend a decent amount on this course, but I did not complain about it, because I want to clarify, that was not one of my complaints, because not only have I taken this course, but I find that my time is well spent. So I just want to clarify, I didn't complain about it. I was honest in that I do spend a lot of time, but I don't disagree with the amount of time spent, if that makes sense, because it takes me a long time to do it, and then successfully what I think could be executed a lesson. So to clarify, I did not find it a detriment. I just found it a good thing that I spent that much time, because I'm getting to do what I'm doing. So I just wanted to clarify, I did put that in there, but I didn't complain about it. Just to clarify, I was laughing because I guess I was one of the outliers. I was like, yes, I do spend 6 hours on this course.
Well, actually, you're not alone. There were a lot of them. The outlier was the person and I'm glad they're an outlier. I don't know who that was. Maybe that was, no, I know it wasn't Debbie, because I see the work she does. But one person said under 2 hours. I don't know how they do it. I don't know how you could survive this course with under 2 hours. But yeah, that's not much time. I think that's way too little time. But
yeah,
but
no, it's not. Only during certain weeks is that a bad time. So hey.
Right.
Yeah, I didn't want you to feel bad. I was laughing because I was like, oh gosh, I was like, she's calling me out. Oh no.
I didn't know.
She was like, yeah.
Best. No, it doesn't. I mean, I want it to be rigorous. I don't want it to be, ruin your lives, and because I know you're all busy teachers, and you all know also I'm very flexible with that kind of thing. If you can't get it in on the date, just let me know and we'll work around it. So, Debbie's on her first year of teaching, so that must be quite the experience.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Almost done, thank God, but yes.
Great. It's great.
Yay.
Hey,
Fingers crossed. Good job, Debbie.
Yeah.
For the team.
hey guys, out of curiosity, can you guys hear me? Because I'm on the phone doing this. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Wow, I've never done anything like this, and I'm having all kinds of computer issues. I'm sorry, I couldn't get it through my home computer. Doesn't have a microphone or a camera on my laptop that's new just, but for whatever reason I couldn't get the Zoom on it either. It won't click. I don't know if I put in the wrong ID but I got you guys through the telephone somehow. I just read the directions.
I think Celerina will use Zoom next week, and there's a little thing you have to install on your computer. So
Okay.
we'll try it again. If you want to do a test session before that, we can do that. If you want to attend another session, I'm glad you guys showed up. It's great. And I put the little ducks in a row because it's just like, I feel like that's what this, now that we've reached this point in the course, you've given me your mid-course survey. Well, I'm hoping and thinking it'll go really smoothly moving forward, just like ducks in a row. So,
Okay. Great.
Yeah. So I'm very glad you participated by phone. Thanks so much. And next week we'll have, you'll have more. Are you able to see us then and see the ducks?
Yes, I can see you guys. And if I could have done it on my laptop, you guys could have seen me. Like I said, it has a microphone and a camera. My home computer doesn't. It's an old computer, and I didn't, invest in putting any new stuff in it. But like I said, if I can get it in my laptop, that'd be great. So yeah, maybe I put in the wrong website or URL on it. I'm not sure.
Yeah, probably not. I'm guessing that there's some little installation that you didn't see and that has to be gone through. So that's great. This is kind of like the announcement said, it's just casual. We just see how it goes. We'll make it better, and then, it's not like we're at a conference trying to present this. So, and now we're already better. Next week, we're not going to use Big Blue Button for sure. We'll use this, or we could use Google Hangouts, and so forth. So last week you did your blogs, great blogs, really good. Some blogs are more intricate than others. Some seem like they might be more just like the announcement component. So I think that those will evolve as you go. And if you have questions, let me know. And enjoy perusing people's blogs, and also be sure to comment on other people's blogs as well. So this week, I think most recently on Sunday, or very recently, blog hints were due. What your top hints were for, how to make a good blog. So if anyone wants to share those now, we can do that. Otherwise, I'll just move on to the next slide.
Were they? Because I have the due date. It says the 31st. Was it due?
Okay. See, you know what? I'll have to tell you, I'm ahead of myself grading for once.
Okay. I know it wasn't worth anything, but I spent a legitimate amount of time finding those hints.
Yeah.
So I was concerned. I knew it wasn't worth anything, but I was thinking, uh-oh. I was like,
no, the blog hints I know are right around at this time, but yeah, so the 31st is when they're
Okay, good.
Yeah, and so that is something coming up, and I think I've already seen some. I kind of went in and took a look, and I saw some have already been posted, and they look helpful. So those kinds of things will really, I think they'll be good. Well, I mean, some hints I can think of right off the top of my head are try to use like word cloud art. Use some kind of art and imagery to embellish it. Try to do things, since you're working in the web anyway, try to do things with your blog that can connect out to the internet, and bring people to resources as you talk about, certain needs or whatever. So if you're talking about, challenges of math for third graders, maybe you'd link them out to some math drill and practice games or something like that. So capitalize on the web. So blog hints are coming up. Thanks to Amy for her knowledge of the exact date on the 30th first. So great. And then coming up here, I'm going to try to move this down a little bit. Coming up next week, somebody was telling me that they were a little concerned again that they don't have the big picture of of what's happening in the course. If you look at the syllabus is pretty, you know, I know that some of the little activities and interactivities are somewhat vague, but the big projects are mapped out, and that is pretty much going to be the presentation. This third bullet here, preparing a presentation of a lesson. And that's why I wanted to start doing the web conferencing, so that you can kind of get an idea of different ways you might be able to do a presentation, and this is one way you could do it, okay? Next week, you're going to be working in Canvas. You're going to actually, the nice thing about Canvas is I can set up Canvas pages so that you own it. So Debbie will own her own Canvas page, Amy, you'll own your own, so Celerina will own her own. Everyone in class will have their own Canvas page, and you're going to create a little mini lesson in Canvas, like a little instructional page in Canvas, because not only does Clark County School District use Canvas,
Yeah,
also, yeah, but you maybe find yourself wanting to supplement a lesson, or have your students use it just to supplement your class. But do you have opportunities to use a Canvas site at all? I know your schools own it, but do you get access to a site of your own?
Not yet. We can make sites up if we want. I haven't done it yet. We're moving more to a Google platform, so that's what I've been trying to work on, is the Google stuff. So
I will say that Canvas is kind of a nice house for the Google, because then you can put all kinds of different things into it. So Canvas is like a good framework.
right.
And within that, the links to the Google and that kind of thing all can kind of, be centralized. So that's just a thought. But yeah, Google is definitely, I'm so excited that you're going to Google more, because it's such a great collection of tools.
It's nice because I can have the kids pretty much submit all their stuff to me. I haven't done it yet, but that's the next step, is that we're going to be starting to do that. I'm going to set up a lot of stuff over the summer that I would have done differently this year had I had all the information. So, yeah. Right.
Well, that's, first year. Wow. You're just like bombarded from every end, not only being new, but then with them implementing new tools.
Yeah. All the new stuff. Yeah.
So, well, good. That's great that you're more ready than probably other people, because I think this course is giving you some exposure to some of the fun things you can do with Google Docs. So.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
So good. So coming up again, work in Canvas, continue blogging. The preparation of the lesson plan is going to be not the next 2-week module, but the one after that is where you'll be preparing some kind of presentation of a lesson, okay? And you'll present it. Now, you might present it live, like we're doing right now, through like a web conferencing system, or you might decide that you'd rather do like a screencast. Did we do a screencast activity in this class? I think we did.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you could
we did.
Screencast-o-matic, great. So you could do a presentation using that, but it would have to be some kind of teaching presentation. And then, so presenting that lesson, and again, we're going to continue blogging throughout the entire class, and then you're going to basically, whatever lesson it is, you're going to share it with the class in some mode. Probably you'll post it as a discussion link. So this is pretty much, looking up into the future. I think these are some of the key things that are coming up. I don't think there are a lot of other major projects. I'm going to move us up again. Do you see do your images change when I change it? Do all the headshots go up to the top like just now, or do they stay stable?
They're stable.
Okay. So in the recording, they're going to change just because of the way they block the heading. So,
Lights are going out. Sorry.
okay, so then just a little more detail on the lesson that you're going to present. That is the lesson that's described in the syllabus. And again, it could be web conference, it can be a video that you upload to YouTube or Vimeo, it could be a screencast, it can be an animated tool like Go Animate is a really fun activity. And in this instance, even though you're going to have your students use, of course, technology to do these kinds of things, in this instance, you're teaching something to the kids or to us using these tools. You're not having the students use them. You're actually using them to teach us something. So it can be teaching us how to use a blog. It can be teaching, it can be teaching us something that we did here, something with Google Docs that you found to be useful. It doesn't have to be a big complex thing. So those are actually, those kinds of things would be really lend themselves to screencasts. So that's pretty much it. I don't think I have actually any more slides. So we'll just, I'm done with that. So, so we're back to square one here, and I'm going to just bring up my Zoom interface and go back to the meeting. Here, this is pretty intuitive, I would say. So that's pretty much it. And I do think that Zoom is a really good tool. The other tools you could use if you wanted would be Skype is a very good one. Could you tell me, you people who are out in the classrooms, and Celerine, I don't know if you are or not, do your tech people block Skype? Would you be able to use Skype to bring in a guest speaker, for example, or anything like that?
I haven't tried it.
Okay, well, it might be something that would be really a great way to bring in a community member, or to bring in even somebody reading a book, or somebody like that. Amy would be willing. She's raising her hand. No, I'm only kidding, Amy.
I actually read to school kids about 2 weeks ago, and I really liked it.
Great.
Yeah, it was for reading week, so actually I wouldn't mind.
Good.
Okay.
Wonderful. So
you
have and I think part of the coolness of that would be to have someone on the screen actually reading and talking back and forth. You'd have to have speakers somehow, or you could, if you have a speaker phone, you could use that for your audio, and you could just, use the audio being through the phone and then the video being her on your smartboard or whatever. So that could be but always you test it first,
Absolutely.
Yeah, I work, I'm an instructional assistant for a PIN program, and we don't use any type of computers in our classroom right now. We don't have the room. They're working on that next year, but I've worked in other classrooms, and so far I have not seen anybody use Skype whatsoever. I think it depends on the school, because I know they, in some schools that I work at, the children do announcements on TV where everybody can see them. Right. And in some other schools, the principal refuses to do that. I think it depends on administration as to how much we can do with our computers and Google. I know Google is going to be big next year because the whole school district is going Google. But right now, we're very limited as to what we can do with Google in the classrooms. In the classroom I'm in, and in the surrounding classrooms that I see, it's very, very limited. But once we go Google, because they're going to take all the programs we have from our school and just use Google, I think the sky's the limit as to what we're going to be able to do with it. So I'm happy because, being introduced to Google, I really like it. I really do. I'm just not computer savvy. I'm old school. I do all my research by, going through the library and stuff. So this is really fascinating for me.
Well, maybe we could do a Google Hangout sometime.
I was going to say Hangouts are usually a good way to do it too.
Yeah.
I haven't used it. I would like to know how to, because I've been using Google actually since last semester from the other 2 courses. So I'd actually like to try Hangout, because I've used Zoom before, but I'd like to try something else.
Yeah,
Hangout works a lot of the same ways. So
I would just like to know, because I've heard a lot of good things about it, and I would like to know more. But we could always do Zoom. I'm easygoing, but I really like the idea of doing a Hangout at least once.
Hangouts are fun because you can put little funny hats on your head, and have you done that?
Yeah.
So we can certainly try that. If you want, we could. This is a little bit more of a thorough tool for presentation, but Hangouts work too. So we could try that. Do you want to do that next week, or would you rather? Would you want to do that as your own project, explore it and use it, or let me know later if you want. Your hand is still.
Yeah, I had a question actually, but I apologize for all my questions. You always know I ask millions of questions. Would you like to finish before I ask what you were saying?
No, that's fine. I'm just trying to, I'll probably figure out which one we'll do next week, and maybe we could do 2 next week, maybe make the regular meeting in Zoom, which is a little bit more reliable, I think, and then do a hangout on another night. Maybe we could do 2, maybe, I don't know, I'm going to get myself crazy if I do too many. How do you feel? Does everybody here want to do a hangout next week instead of this, or?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, that's fine. Just send me step-by-step directions and I'll participate, because I'm like pushing all these buttons and my kids aren't home. They know how to do computer stuff. So I'm like, okay, just send me step-by-step directions. I'm good.
Okay. And maybe, yeah, we'll just start the meeting up a little early next week. So hopefully troubleshooter, if you want to have a troubleshoot session ahead, like the day before, that might be good too, because it's always frustrating when you can't really fully participate. I'm really just so glad Debbie was finally able to hear and speak.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for whatever reason, the blue button one did not, I could see you, I could, chat, no problems, but I could not hear anything.
Yeah,
So.
Passionate user, a big blue button for a long time, and then it started getting really glitchy on me, and so I stopped using it, and then recently I said, it's working okay. So I called the IT guy today, and I was, I practiced with him actually, and he said, oh, no, works well. Yeah. But we'll try Hangouts next week, and that'll be fun.
Okay.
Good. But Amy, you had a question, and then we'll just close it up because it's getting almost 7:45.
Right, yes, sorry. Quick question. I noticed you mentioned there continue blogging. Will there be additional directions on what kind of blog posts you would like, or what the parameters are? Will we find that later, or is it just whatever we feel would go with whatever blog we've created?
That's what it is. It's a continuation of the theme you started, and they're basically like 10-point blog posts where you just go in there and you continue on whatever your topic is. If it's just a blog for parents, maybe you're providing helpful hints as to nutritious snacks that can send with Johnny in that one blog. And then you're going to maybe, send them out to calorie. You're going to provide some interactive links that go out to the internet, maybe a nice little image, and then just a short blog, or, whatever. You guys know what you're doing. So that would be.
Yeah, no, we don't.
So that would be what those blog posts are. I think, the thing is, once you start a blog, it doesn't make sense to just do 2 posts with it. It's much more fun to keep blogging. So what I do is I keep, they're telling me my time is almost, the thing about Zoom is you only get 45 minutes on it and then they kick you off. So we are coming to a close, but the blog posts, the nice thing about blog posts is I think there are a lot of natural born bloggers in this class. And I think some of you will want to just continue blogging. And so why not just kind of keep in that, if you're required to do 1 a week or 1 every module, you'll have more blog with itness to move forward with. So I think that'll be good. So thank you all for coming. We'll do Google Hangouts next week. And if you can't make it, I totally understand. I'm just really happy you came tonight. Thank you all.
No problem.
Thank you.
Okay. Have a good night.
Bye.
Good night.
Bye.
What are you doing?
Bye.